Hi everyone, and welcome back for our final installment from the Dragons in Kundarak from the new update 79 Dragon's Hand chain. It certainly added a little bit of something to the area, which was looking a little bit sparse, I suppose, beforehand. Now, dare I say, almost crowded. My opinion overall, having run through these now on both Legendary and Heroic, is that the quests themselves are nice. They're fun. It's something a little bit different. Some of the mechanics, in fact, in most of the quests, there's an interesting mechanic, particularly around the end fights. The one with the pit fiend you'll have seen by now is quite nice, and also the one I'm going to show you here today, the last one in the chain, the ice dragon, has a similar mechanic where you can't just beat it down at the end. You have to wait for the little kobold to help you out. And then, of course, the blue dragon ends up helping you out in the end fight. And the red dragon just lies there with its pile of loot. So yeah, I think there's some fun stuff in here. It's quite nicely done. The problem, as is often the case, is in the sort of little details, the implementation, shall we say. We've got the usual case of the chain giver only giving rubbishy heroic level 1 loot when it should be giving legendary stuff for the legendary saga, so that's not happening. And even the level ones, I mean, it should be level 10 at least. If it's going to give rubbishy loot at the end, it should be level 10 stuff, shouldn't it, for the heroic saga? I don't know whether it's doing that because I haven't tried claiming the heroic one, but I do know the legendary one was giving a load of level 1 stuff. XP I didn't particularly pay attention in legendary because that's not what I do them for. I just do them at the cap, and I'm already capped for XP. But I understand that it's not particularly amazing. So for leveling purposes later, it's not going to be great for that. And certainly in heroic, I think there is room for improvement on the XP front. If I had to guesstimate, I'd say it's maybe giving only half as much as the decent Von chain does, most of those quests anyway, or a third as the Jungle of Kyber. I mean, granted, Jungle is a long old quest, but I do think there's room. I mean, these things, they're giving in some cases between 10 and 15,000 depending on where you're at with your VIP, no VIP, potion, no potion, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think if leveling is the objective, they're not going to be helping you get any place in a hurry. But I do love the quests themselves. I'm a fan. The loot, I think, could have been, I could have had a little bit more thought. I read one comment on the forum which might be correct, saying they've deliberately left it lackluster to promote sales of the upcoming expansion, which will of course have much tastier loot. I could understand that. So there's still just this ring, which I have still forgotten the name of, but it features the legendary spell focus mastery, which at present you can't get anywhere else, I don't think. So that does have a certain appeal for casters at the cap at the moment. I can't remember what the heroic version's like. Is that worth a look? If I ever find it, I might let you know. But I'm guessing that doesn't have the same legendary spell focus mastery on it as the legendary one does. Right, let's go ahead and get stuck in to the final quest, appropriately named the final draw. And look at this for a
You've
start.
arrived at the Silver Dragon's lair, high
The
up in the
Silver
clouds.
Dragon's lair high up
Now
in the
to
clouds,
collect
and
your
yes,
reward for
we've got
retrieving
mountains
all of the
everywhere.
decks.
Don't look down. I'm not good with heights anyway, but yeah, suitably dramatic setting for the last one. We'll throw all the buffs on. Talking of mechanics, there's a neat little trap in the first bit where you get suddenly the ground collapses between your feet, a bit like that section in the Stormhorn quest. Is it Breaking the Ice, where the baddie
A voice
just suddenly
echoes
says,
through
oh,
the
you want to
hall.
get to that gateway over there? Well, you're going to be
Follow the
disappointed, and the
ramps to
thing
the
just
upper
collapses,
level.
a bit like
Then
that.
take the doorway
It
to
certainly
the north.
takes you by surprise the
That will
first
lead
time
you
it
to me.
happens. No long preamble, as you'll have noticed in this one, so that's nice too. I'm going to finish the buffs before we go and engage the guy, because we don't want to be caught completely unawares down there. There's two of those big cloud giants, and they can dish it out. I think when we first tried this with a group, at least one of us died down there, so it would pay us to be prepared.
Silverclaw smiles as you enter the room. A pleasure to finally meet
So
you in
Silverclaw
person.
is this area's
My
dragon
subordinates tell me you
character.
made short work of retrieving the decks. Well done. I do so love working with professionals.
So we've got to get ready now for the
dealing with these cards.
floor to
There's
collapse,
always
and the
the temptation to use them for your own ends. Yet
two
you
big guys
never
down there.
gave
I'm
in.
going to give a go
That
to
makes
the
it much
uncanny
easier
dodge
to do
down there,
what
try
I
and
must do now.
mitigate
To
a
do
bit
with
the
prophecy
pummeling we're going to take.
With all the decks returned to me, I can at last assume my proper place in
Like to put them together. I've made a mistake there. They're not close enough together for me to pummel them together.
And that leaves you as a loose end. My apologies.
But that's a good illustration, where it ever needed, of the legendary salt on this excellent Maw weapon, which really does help to stall the incoming damage. So that's our little kobold friend who's going to help us in the end fight. And we've got to fight our way back up now through the... a bit like that one I seem to love to fall down in the Borderlands, you know, the rat hole or whatever it is, in the kobold warren, where the pit opens and you've got to... Except this is a bit of a longer fight back up. Try not to be such an easy target for them. You can see from the map being complete that I have done a trial run. Didn't want to make a total mess of it. So yeah, just to say again, this weapon, this Maw, so much CC on it. You've got the guard breaking, which normally would only be on a shield. All those little swirly things across the heads, that's the guard breaking thing triggering. That's whenever we get a crit. And the weapon has a nice wide crit profile, 15 to 20, so it's going off all the time, really helping to stall the opponents. That and the slow it's got on it anyway, just so nice to have. So again, he's moving at a crawling pace, so even though we're not doing mega damage to him, it's enough that we can get rid of him relatively safely. I'm doing a better job in this one of going into the fights invisible with that little rush from the Shader Kai we've got. So we are, again, taking less hammer by doing that. Oh, Vengeance. If you could just bear with me a moment, Mr. Vengeance, I'll be with you in 1 second. Oh crud, that's not good. Has he just blown up? Yes, he has. Okay, we're in deep trouble here. Let's regroup here. Now there is a shrine if the worst should happen. Please don't tell me I've just run away from one opponent. No, I didn't think so. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are they all buffed back there? Or is it just me being rubbish? I think it might be the latter, you know. Yeah, I think it was just me being terrible. Let's just wait and redo our buffs. Okay. Oh, they all came out already, alright. I think we got an extra dose of creatures. A bit unlucky there, perhaps. That lot are normally supposed to wait until you actually get to them, but for some reason they've come flying out ahead of time. Okay. Right, this puzzle we spent ages messing about with it until we realised that if you move the starting tile, it becomes very simple. If you don't move the starting tile, I'm not even sure there's a way to complete it. We were faffing about for ages trying to adjust it, and it wasn't playing ball. Why have I done that?
You've made it back
Just
to the
move the
castle
starting
proper.
tile up,
Now to
and it's
ascend
dead
to the top
easy.
floor and confront the insane silver dragon.
Fear Reaper, no. Now evasion is helping us here against those casters with the firebally things, and I have noticed that it does also help quite nicely in the end fight this time against the ice dragon. He throws ice things at you and you can evade them for no damage, which is nice. I think that may also apply to the electric damage that's going on in there, so evasion does help in this one. I'm saying that because I'd bemoaned the fact in previous ones that it just seems that we're going into a new phase of the game where, like the Nothics throwing stuff around, where you basically just take the damage and that's it, lump it. Let's rebuff. We've got two of those nasty giants again to go at. I'm cautiously optimistic about these guys. Got the uncanny dodge again to go at. Come we have you together now. That's not too bad. It's still not good enough. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay. So I think now all we have to do is get to the dragon. Do we have... Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. So it's literally retracing your steps back to the very first room where you met the dragon in human form. Through this same door again. I think we've got a couple of griffin on the bridge here to deal with.
A walkway has been extended across the pitfall, allowing passage to the door on the far side. The last of the defenders falls, and the door to the vault area opens.
And there he is in all his splendor. Some pretty awesome beasts in this chain. I'm definitely a fan.
Silverclaw regards you with a sneer. You, again.
So basically, here, a bit like with that Pit Fiend end fight, we just have to avoid him until we get the GM text to say that the kobold has done his thing. Because I think the kobold's going to steal his card, which is his power. So at the moment, all I'm going to try and do is avoid him.
Just as they did. It was I who found the secret in the prophecy. It was I who ordered the Dex Maid to bring it to fruition.
So you can see there I'm saving and not taking any damage, so that's nice. I could put the 10 hit points back on, that would be a good idea.
And now I'll prove it by dealing out your destruction. A surprise comes from behind the vault
So
door.
we just wait for the little bits of text relating to what the kobold's doing behind the scenes. Keep our powder dry on all our boosts and such. See, save, no damage. I think I've managed to get a reasonable reflex save with this being a barbarian. What have we got? 100. Yeah, that's... So again here, I think we might be taking electric get damage here for being thrown up there. But the evasion seems to do a good job against that too. But if I was trying to beat him up now, I'd be getting the same result as I would with that Pit Fiend in the previous quests. Namely that he would just keep getting back up again. So we just go through this for a minute or two.
Seems to pause for a moment as an aggravated clerk
and I think now maybe we're going to get our cue. Yes, there we go. So that's our cue to start hammering on him.
A look of terror crosses Silverclaw's face as he realizes what happened. The Dex vanished and his powers fade. Yet nonetheless, the dragon lets out a determined roar, pressing one final attack.
We have a pretty decent dodge at the moment, but it's not going to last, so I really need to make the most of this while we can. You can see there's loads of dodges going in because I'm cheating at the moment, but very shortly we're going to get pummeled. Need to make more use of the blood tribute here. Or shall we just quickly try and renew the 10 hit points as well? Close with him again. Oh, don't do this. What's he got left? 100,000. Come on, we can do this. Yes, lovely. I'll take that. I think he has only half the hit points of the nasty beast in the first quest, the acid dragon. But that one obviously doesn't have this mechanic where it renews the health.
You've escaped the fate the dragon had planned for you, and the rest of
And we actually found something. I'm led to believe the cosmetics in here I'm saying the cosmetics, the items in here. Some of the items in here are quite nice as cosmetics. So if that's your thing, maybe you could have a little look at one or two of them. And that concludes business here. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, they're going to at the next downtime this coming Wednesday. I think they're going to update the drop rate, which apparently is lower than they wanted to make it. I don't know about the XP, but I would imagine, given the feedback they've had on that, they might hopefully tweak that too. And I think there are my one of my questing colleagues told me there are bugs in just about every quest that are going to be ironed out. The only big one we've come across, as I mentioned, was the one in the fourth one, this blue dragon one, where the end boss was basically, I think, killed by the end dragon was killed by the end boss, the evil assistant or whatever he's, the ogre mage, and rendered the quest uncompletable. So that could do with being sorted out, yeah. So overall, fun times. A little bit disappointed on the loot and experience side, but that that still doesn't make the quests or the designs or the artwork in there bad. It's just a little negative. I suppose it's a big negative if all you get quest packs for is loot and XP, but that's not the case with me. So I've had fun with it, and I hope some of you have too. Okay, I think that about wraps it up. Thanks very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.